A very good evening from the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium. It is the penultimate match of the round robin here at the 2022 Sultan of Johor Cup, and it will see Malaysia taking on Japan. Well, we've seen one match already today, and that has ruled out one team from making the gold medal match tomorrow. We'll take a look now at the league standings as they are at this point in time. Australia have already booked their place in the gold medal match, and India, having played a draw with Great Britain, are now 1 foot, well, a big toe into the grand final or the gold medal match. But it will depend on whether South Africa can beat Australia, which I'm sure many will think is unlikely, or Japan can beat Malaysia, which is a much greater possibility. If of course, Japan did, they would leapfrog India and they would be in the gold medal match. South Africa, even if they get a win and Japan win, they're going to have to score a lot of goals against Australia. Well, this should be a really intriguing game. Malaysia have been getting better as the tournament's gone on, but as yet they failed to record a victory. They've scored the least amount of goals in the tournament, and so it is going to be a really tough time for them today. But they could cause an upset and really do India a favour. Taking a look at the team lineups and the players I think you need to look out for. Well, the players that have played really well, in my opinion. Tangaraja at the back has been pretty solid for Malaysia. Their goalkeeper, Rafaisal, has been outstanding. Faris Harazan has been another good player, wearing the number 4, as well as Alfariko Liao. Mamat, wearing 13, again has been solid. Razak, too, has been improving. And it's just those connections. But the good thing is Shami, wearing 7, and Jeffrinus, the youngest player in the tournament, they too are beginning to step up, and they could have a massive impact on this game. Turning our attention to the Japan lineup, well, their captain again, Ikumi Saeki, has had a really good tournament. Standout player for me, Yamato Kawahara. He has scored one of the goals of the tournament in their win over South Africa, and he will be, no doubt, crucial for them at the back today, along with Furukawa. Going on attack, Keita Watanabe and Jun Watanabe have both been really lively. And also look out for Hiro Seto and Siyota Nomura, because those two at moments have caused trouble to the other teams. I'm Ashley Morrison, looking forward to sharing the action with you. I'd like to just apologise again for the issues that we have had here at the stadium. I can tell you that they are nothing to do with us, and I'm afraid beyond our control. But the India game, we will be posting that in its entirety a little bit later today, and hopefully you will enjoy watching that back. It is certainly worth watching. It is nothing against India, as some people on Twitter are trying to make out. I can assure you it is just a technical issue, and it's been really unfortunate that it's happened with many of the Indian games. And all I can offer is our apologies and let you know that we're doing everything we can this end to make sure it doesn't happen. But thank you very much for your patience, and thank you all of those who are sending messages of support. This is a crucial game for Japan. Still going through the warm-up at the moment, and it gives me a chance to just acknowledge once more our sponsors who've made the live stream and the recording of these games possible. And that is Griffin, making an impact since 1983. And you can discover more at griffinhockey.com. Also, Project Innovations Private Limited, an independent consultancy company providing project management services covering all stages of construction of a construction project from its inception through construction to completion. And also Ong & Ong, design, management and engineering, excelling in infrastructure, education, commercial and high-density living. And also Groundwork Interiors, a multiple award-winning custom interior fittings firm with a presence in Australia, Japan, Malaysia, Indonesia, Taiwan, the Philippines and Vietnam. We thank them for their support, and we hope that if there's any chance any of you out there could ever contact them to support those companies, it would be great if you could do that, because they are supporting hockey, and we need companies that support hockey all around the world to try and help us raise the game. And as I mentioned, it is a cracking game coming your way, so important for Japan. And I don't know how many of you are aware, but it was actually an Irishman that took hockey to Japan. It was the Reverend Canon William Gray. He took his stick in the early 1900s, and the first club was the Keio University. And the Japan Hockey Union was formed in 1923, so celebrating their centenary next year. And they were playing on rolled ash in those days. Well, the game's come a long way since then, but it is, of course, facing pitch issues with so much water used on the water-based pitches, and not something that really we can afford to do in the world going forward. But those are all issues that are under debate and solutions being looked at, and I'm sure people far better than me will come up with them. Malaysia versus Japan. These two have played each other 6 times since 2015. And I can tell you, for those of you thinking that Japan are going to walk through this game, it's been Malaysia who've won 3 games. Japan have won 1, and there have been 2 draws. Now, a draw would be no good for Japan in the league standings. They must get a win in this match. And as I said, with Malaysia improving with every game, that may not be as straightforward as everyone assumes. Certainly the coaching staff of Malaysia, Amin Rahim, their coach, has been trying to pull this team together. Only had 2 weeks prior to the tournament because of the Sukma games, which are the school games here in Malaysia. And he's really been pulling them together, trying to build the players' confidence. For some of them, it's the first time they've come up against such physicality in a game of hockey. And again, that is something that is much debated around the world as to whether the Asian players are disadvantaged physically with the way the game is played today. And certainly India have had to adjust their game to cope with it. Well, the warm-up is over. The Malaysian players are just getting a drink down to our left-hand side. Japan just trying to stay in the shade. I can tell you the humidity has dropped a bit. It was very, very high earlier, but it is a little bit cooler now. The temperature, though, still quite high, as you would expect in these parts of the world. 2 captains down below me, just about to toss the coin. Ikumi Saeki handing over the pennant to his opposite number, Mohamed Mamat. Mohamed Mamat, who played at the Junior World Cup, so too did Saeki, so they would be familiar with each other, although Japan and Malaysia did not actually play each other at the Junior World Cup. That's great to see the crowd beginning to fill up here over on our left-hand side. It's really full. Just still a little bit quiet on our right-hand side, but we do have the drums are there, and certainly plenty of enthusiastic fans ready to cheer Malaysia on. I'm sure the floodlights will come on soon as well, because the shadow of the stand is really making it quite dark down on the pitch. Umpires for this game are Kamis Al-Balushi from Oman and Salim Lucky from Bangladesh. Salim Lucky, who is probably one of the more experienced umpires. He was involved with the 2013 Asia Cup in Ipoh here in Malaysia, and also the Asian Games qualifiers and the Asian Games in 2014. He's also umpired at the SEA Games as well, and was part of the Hero Asia Cup earlier this year that was held in Jakarta. And Kamis Al-Balushi, again, he too was involved with the AHF Cup in 2019 and the Women's Asia Cup earlier this year that was hosted by Muscat. So the Japan players making their line along the sideline. They were in good spirits last night at the official dinner that was held at the Pine Tree Marina Resort. And it was quite amusing when the Australians were the first team to go up for their food. Everyone was not surprised at that. Some boys with very healthy appetites. Now the crowd really getting behind the Malaysian boys as they break up from their little team huddle. Can they get their first win? They're going to have to play off for the wooden spoon tomorrow. There's no doubt about that. But a win now would really lift their spirits. And I can tell you that they've, of course, played in every single version of the Sultan of Johor Cup. They've only come last once. So this young group would certainly not want that to be the case in 2022. So the umpires leading the players out now. And I can just tell you that that was in 2012, and Malaysia went from being champions in 2011 to winning the wooden spoon in 2012. So Malaysia in the yellow, Japan in the white. And the final players just making their places into position. And then we can have the national anthems of both teams. And first up will be the national anthem of Malaysia, Negaraku. And now the national anthem of Japan, Kimi ga Yo. The start of match 14, just moments away now. Can Malaysia do India a favour? There's plenty of Malaysians want to see an India-Australia final. Of course, if Japan win, they will leapfrog India, and then they will just have to wait on the result between South Africa and Australia. The way Australia have been playing, it is unlikely South Africa would beat Australia, but then many would have thought it was unlikely that South Africa would beat India, but they did just that. So they were very disappointed when they lost 1-0 to Japan, that goal coming really late in that match. And it was a really well-taken goal in the end by Kawahara, who started it in his own circle and finished it off in South Africa's. So Japan, huddle breaks up first. Malaysia, still all their sticks in there. Can they give their fans something to cheer about? They've gradually got better each game, and there'll be moments where they've had the cohesion that they're going to need when the World Cup comes around next year. But as a new group of players coming together, it takes a while to get that understanding, to get that belief, and to know where your player's running. Certainly the talent is there for Malaysia. So we're just waiting now. I think there's a problem with the Japan goal at the moment. So Salim Lucky has spotted something, I think, behind the goal. Not particularly happy with that, or is it just he wants all the protective gear taken out so that they're ready for the penalty corner? fact, I think maybe it's... In fact, it's the bags are at the wrong end of the pitch. That's what it is. So we have Japan's goalkeeping or protective gear for the penalty corner was behind the Malaysia goal and vice versa. So the Volunteers are going to have to do a quick sprint from one end of the pitch to the other, and then we can get things underway. Maybe that could be a competition at half-time in the future. Get some Volunteers out of the crowd and they can have a race. Whoever wins, I don't know, gets a prize. Well done, the Ball Boys. Almost there now. And the players just waiting patiently. Kisho Kuroda will start under the bar for Japan. And Amir will start under the bar for Malaysia this game. Amir, who's the Selangor goalkeeper. Rafaisal may well be rotating, but certainly he was given the lion's share of the games before. Japan get us underway. Ball thrown long, brought down well defensively by Malaysia. Free hit goes the way of Jeffriness, as I mentioned, the youngest player in the tournament. Only just turned 17. Toby Mallon is the second youngest for Australia, and Harry Stone, the third youngest for Great Britain. All three of them having just turned 17 in, I think it's June, July and August, that recently. Alfariko will be penalised for the tackle from behind. Kobayashi looks to get on with things quickly, throws it out wide to the left-hand side. Japan bring it down. Tucking the ball behind is Sayeki. Little turn coming that time from Jun Watanabe, but it'll be Malaysia ball. And a high press coming from Japan. Seen a lot of teams doing this to Malaysia, knowing that maybe they're a team a little bit low on confidence, or just not getting that connections between the defensive line, the midfield and the attack. So they're pressing high, trying to force Malaysia to make mistakes. Faris Harazan goes out to the right-hand side. It'll come back to him again now. Thought about coming wide to Jeffriness, instead goes back out onto the right-hand side. Fed the ball to Mizron. This time he does come wide to Jeffriness. Jeffriness just forced infield and then tried to change direction, ran into Seto. Faris Harazan says, I'll take this, you make your way forward. And again, you can see the Japanese players limiting Malaysia's options. Thrown to the air, brought down that time well by Shami. Finds Alfariko. Alfariko turns away on a wide arc. Good pass by him into the circle. Forced out though. Good defence by Japan. Still with Malaysia though. And Mamat along the baseline. Up it goes. Malaysia just lost that for a second. Japan over the side. And again, played on quickly. The ball that time coming back to Norizam. Switched across the pitch, a slip there, and there's a bit of trouble now. That was unfortunate for Najmi, but he recovered. And Najmi, is he going to get the free hit? I think he is. So Najmi over the ball. Mizron to Faris Harazan. Faris Harazan, good run by him. Oh dear, mistrap hit the body. Took a while for the whistle to come. It's Jeffriness though, willing to get forward. And Japan pushing a man a long way forward, Yamasaki. Tactic they often like to use is just to have a player in behind the defence so they can throw that aerial pass, and sometimes defences just forget that the man is there. Ploy that we've seen Korea use a great deal. That's a really good steal. Now coming forward again, but not much ahead of him. Danish Ayman kept in play this time by Shami. Shami, though, loses out. And it will be Malaysia ball. Certainly Shami, we've seen enough of him to see he is a player with some talent. Was the highest score as it comes into Malaysia. Look to square it back. Too far back, though, and it's cleaned up by Watanabe. And those are the connections I'm talking about. Just held that ball a split second longer. There might have been time for one of the attacking players to come in and get there. Good turn that time coming from Zulhanif. Zulhanif, though, pursued all the way by Nomura. Stolen away in the end by Matsuzaki through the legs. And it will be Japan free out. Nomura decides to leave it behind. Furukawa just strolls out with the ball as if he's just going out onto the pitch for a training session. Kawahara now. Squares the ball. Kawahara wants it back. It's going to come infield, though, this time to Matsuzaki. He, in turn, will feed it to Soto Ono. Good passing by Japan. That's a very well-timed tackle. Faris Harazan again to the rescue for Malaysia. Carrying it up, pursued all the way by Imamatsu. Still Faris Harazan. It went up off the stick of Furukawa. So Harazan wins a free hit. And the umpire just wanting the ball stopped, I think. Again, looking to get on with things quickly, Jasmi Jamlis. Najmi squares it now to Razak. Faris Harazan again. Almost a perfect pass to Hazrik. Hazrik has it now, but Japan with their defense, well, Alfariko showed a little bit too much there. Stolen away by Yamasaki. Yamasaki pursued all the way. Good tackle coming in from Razak. Well, I thought it was, but illegal, says the umpire. Now brought down inside the circle by Imamatsu, across the face of goal. Nobody there for Japan. It's gone out of play, but a long corner. It took a touch off the Malaysian defender. So Japan, long corner. Kawahara. Stolen away by Malaysia. Good work being done. Zulhanif goes infield, but he's just given it straight to Matsuzaki. Matsuzaki, good turn by him. A little bit of space now. Driving towards the baseline. One back by Malaysia. Good tackle that time coming in by Jeffriness. And a good pass to Alfariko. He looks to cut infield, gets the free hit. So we're almost at the halfway stage of the first quarter. No goals as yet. Faris Harazan is back again into the defensive line. Jeffriness using the width on the right-hand side. Should be collected. It is indeed collected by Hazri. Lost out, though, and it's now with Yamasaki. Infield, he goes to Saeki, who one hand behind his back managed to keep the ball for Japan and just pushed it too far ahead of Yamazaki. As I mentioned before, hopefully the lights come on soon, because there's some grey clouds heading our way and it is very dark down on the pitch. Desperation that time, and Malaysia looking a bit miffed that Norizam didn't get the decision. It's a mistrap that time from Hiroseto, and over the side it goes. Good break forward by Japan again, and Tanaka this time. Malaysia, though, have done well to steal it back. Good turn coming from Zulhanif. Zulhanif started this game well, squares it, had to make his teammate Hazri stretch for that one. Again though, Malaysia keeping possession. Carried forward now by Najmi, tries to play the diagonal ball in. Malaysia may get that. Desperation, oh dear. And a clumsy challenge and a card. It's a green card this time, going to Jasmi Jamlis. So Malaysia down to 10 for the next couple of minutes. Japan throw it high. Kobayashi put his stick pretty much in the face there of Razak. So Malaysia now more than ever need to make sure they keep possession so they don't get caught a man short. Faris Harazan. Mizron up the side, but nobody in that space, and Japan steal it. Looking to come forward again through Keito Watanabe. Wins a free hit for his team. Ono comes forward to take it. Self passes, nobody closing down. Drills it in, saved by the keeper. Over the crossbar it goes. Well, it was a good save initially from Amir, but it went straight to Japan, and he was very lucky that it was scooped over the crossbar. So we're into the final 5 minutes now of the first quarter, and a heavy touch again sees it over the side off the stick of Hazri. He knew he should have done better with that one. Saeki. To the circle, past the post, shot from Seto. Well, Hiro Seto scored one like that earlier in the tournament from that angle, and that wasn't far away. And Japan just a trip that time. There was certainly no foul, although was given as a foul. To me, the player just tripped over his own feet. The Malaysian player was so far behind him. Malaysia at the moment struggling to get the ball forward. Faris Harazan decides to carry it himself. Goes infield, it's a good pass by him, picking out Jasmi Jamlis. Alfarico comes back and helps out. Mizron now goes out to the right-hand side. Good pass infield to Jasmi again. Japan intercept, look to immediately go on the attack themselves. Saeki going through the middle, slips it out onto the right to Keito Watanabe. Japan thwarted. Good defense again by Malaysia. One back again by Watanabe. Watanabe looking to find a way into the circle on the reverse stick. And good defensive play covering was Najmi. So fairly errant pass, but in the end, Furukawa got it under control into the corner, and you can probably just see how dark it is there, and I'm pleased to say the floodlights have just come on, just as I said that. So just taken away from the circle by Jun Watanabe, played in, should break for Kobayashi, but I think it just caught his foot, so free out for Malaysia. Drumming continues. Alfarico forced across the pitch. Goes back, and Najmi, well, he was blocked. And here come Malaysia again, going through the middle. It was a good run from Seto. Just lost control of it, given away to Kobayashi. And off the foot it goes, so Japan ball with a minute and a half remaining in the first quarter. Remember, a win to Japan will see them in the gold medal match. They've never played in that before. They've only played in the bronze medal match 3 times. And got the bronze medal match, won the bronze medal in 2016. Good pass down the line, Watanabe. Fariko kept calm under a lot of pressure. He's still got the ball and draws the foul. Good play by the diminutive Malaysian player. Glance at the clock says we're into the final minute. And I'm sure Mizron will just want to wind time down if he can. Comes out though to Faris Harazan, back to Mizron again. 3 players look to close him down. He plays it out wide and well, Jeffriness gave him a look as if to say, where's that going? Mamat tries to go down the line, gets past one, infield he goes, but again, well read by Japan. Knocks the ball past Fariko into the circle, deflected away for a moment, and had to be good defense. Japan still come up with the ball again. It was Kawahara who was at the top of the circle waiting to get the shot away, and there goes the hooter for the end of the first quarter. Well, no real great scoring opportunities so far in this match, and we head into the first break, and it is Japan 0, Malaysia 0. I'm pleased to say the players are all back out for the second quarter, well ahead of schedule. So both coaches obviously getting their message across quite quickly. Hiroki Watanabe and Amin Rahim. Malaysia to get us underway in the second quarter. Japan to get us underway in the second quarter. And again, they throw it to the air, and Malaysia will let that one run. There was no chance of Yasuda getting on the end of that one. Yasuda, who plays for the Hiroshima Hockey Sports. Carried out of defense again by Faris Harazan. Malaysia should collect that, and they do through Shami. Over the side it goes. Shami will leave that one behind. Not too many options again. Look at the pincer movement from the Japanese defenders. Jasmine Jamlis again was put under pressure. The first touch, when you're under that much pressure, has to be on point. And again, there's an example. Not a good first touch, and Japan able to step in. Desperation coming back from Jeffriness. Just halted the Japanese attack for a few moments. Now it comes to Saeki. He's got wide Nakajima. Nakajima looks to drill it into the circle and into the turf and lift it up too high. mentioned Japan have only had the one victory in recent times over Malaysia. You've got to go back to Sultan Johor Cup 2015 for that victory. And Rashid Barom, who's gone on to play for the Malaysian national team, got the 1 goal for Malaysia. And Mio Tanamitsu, who had a spell playing in Perth for Victoria Park, scored 2 for Japan. And that again was lifted too high above the knee, so it'll be a free out for Malaysia. I just wonder, with this team trying to build and no doubt trying to talk to each other, the drumming, they probably can't hear each other. I know that the Australian players were saying that it was in our hotel that they just couldn't hear anything with the drumming in their game against Malaysia. Cutting infield, found the foot well. Good play in the end from Norizam. Malaysia, though, still playing most of their hockey deep in their own half. Harazan has to carry it out again. Najmi, and that's collected in the end for Malaysia. A really good strong run coming this time from Mamat. Mamat, just as he was about to ping that one. Great defending again by Kawahara, who for me has definitely been one of the players of the tournament. Still with Malaysia, can they get the shot away? They do, deflected into the keeper, good save. Well, Mamat was in front of goal, the shot initially coming from Shami, and it was Mamat who was denied by a really good save in the end by Kuroda. So Mamat with the best chance so far. Japan were very patient in their game against South Africa, and I'm sure they'll be patient again. Alfariko watched it all the way, slipped though as he brought the ball down. Plays it forward, it's a good pass that time, picked out by Zulhanif. Zulhanif now, looking to cut back infield. Just got to touch Nomura, and that was enough for Zulhanif to lose control. Saeki, well, he was telling his teammate there to play it back. Instead, though, Yamasaki tried to play it forward, and Japan lost possession. So another free hit to Malaysia. Alfariko was waiting. It's carried forward, though, that time by Jeffriness. Comes wide now to Faris Harazan. Back to Jeffriness, and he saw the substitute on the sideline and played it to him. And that is one of the reasons why, really, they should just wait until they really are ready to come on. Norizam was standing there, and he passed it to him, and then immediately realised that he wasn't on the field of play. Kawahara. Intercepted well by Hazrik. Hazrik has won the free hit just inside his own half. Malaysia looked to get on with it quickly. Good awareness by Najmi, but superb awareness too by Japan. Keita Watanabe flying back to make sure he cut out the pass. Keita Watanabe, who studies physical education at Tenri University, played in this event in 2019. Deflection favours Japan, and this is a good pass wide now, and Watanabe, that was Keita Watanabe, wins a long corner for his side. Nomura just being told where to play it, and Malaysian players being told to retreat 5 metres. Nomura goes back, comes wide now to Ono. Good skills from Nakajima. Across the goal it went, though. Haven't seen Tangaraja for Malaysia. Over the side it goes. I'm just wondering, because we did hear one of the Malaysian players was taken to hospital after the previous game because they were dehydrated and were spent the night on a saline drip. I'm just wondering whether that was actually Tangaraja, because I haven't seen him step out there so far tonight. And if it is because of that, I hope he makes a speedy recovery. Very warm conditions, the humidity, so important. You get enough salt and also enough fluid inside you. Nomura comes to Nomura again. Ono in space, closed down, goes infield. I think they were hoping Ono would continue the run down the side, but it'll be ball for Nakajima from the sideline. Kawahara, happy to drop back to Nomura, gets it back again. Malaysia look to close him down. And Malaysia just pressing higher up the field of play. Comes wide again to Ono. Good deflection from Nakajima. Nice turn as well into the circle, ricochets up, and that's a wild swing. It was Imamatsu with the initial turn. Japan, though, have been awarded a penalty corner, the first of the match, and their chance to open their account. They've not been too successful, a conversion rate of 10%, just 2 from 19 so far in the tournament for Japan. They'll be hoping that they can convert this and just ease the pressure a little bit. Lining up is Hiro Seto. Alongside Seto is Nakajima. Hiro Seto. Mistrap there. Japan fire it back in, and a good deflection inside the circle coming from Najmi. Just took it away, long corner, because there was danger lurking there. Play on quickly, good driving run from Matsuzaki. Again, it goes off the Malaysian stick. I think it was Zulhanif. Be another long corner. Lurking out wide is Jun Watanabe. Here it comes to him. He goes back to Furukawa. Pushed wide by Nomura. Kobayashi, across the D it goes. Nobody getting a touch. Malaysia again can breathe easy. Played forward, and a strong run coming that time from Norizam. Gets the free hit, leaves it behind. Jeffriness wants to go back, plays it back to Haris Farazan. Jeffriness again. Tried to go infield, and the ball ricocheting. Well, no, it was off Jeffriness, the danger. Saeki gets the free hit. Nomura in the heart of defence. Good pass, but stolen well by Alfarico. And Malaysia, I think, a little bit frustrated. They've got to come back for the free hit because they had numbers going forward. Japan had started to push forward and attack at pace. That's got too much pace on it for Shami to keep it in play. Keito Furukawa to play it out from the back. 4.5 minutes left in the first half. Malaysia 0, Japan 0. Japan needing a victory today, which will see them leapfrog into the gold medal match unless South Africa can cause a major upset in their game against Australia. Just leaving the ball behind was Yasuda. Malaysia steal it back. Good work from Shami, dropping back in the defence and helping out. So Malaysia with a free out. Mamat very nearly giving Malaysia the lead, only denied by Kishore Kuroda. Again, played up the side by Malaysia, but just too far ahead. It was a willing lead coming from Hazri. Just those connections, as I mentioned, just not quite there at the moment. But they will come with time. Good leap in the air and brought down, but it was because it came up off the Malaysian, I think we can only presume, stick. Brought back. Saeki goes back to Furukawa. Stepping out to steal. Good anticipation again by Najmi. Leaving it for Faris Harazan. Gonna have to go to the air. There was nobody else anywhere near him. Comes infield now. That's a good pass to Razak. Razak with a bit of space to advance into the circle. Razak still going. Look to push it wide. Penalty corner won by him. Penalised was Furukawa. Kawahara. So Malaysia, their first penalty corner. They've had a 30% conversion rate. They've won the least penalty corners in the tournament. They've had 3 from 10, so this is a great chance for them to get a goal now. Jeffrey Ness comes on with the instructions from the sideline. Can they get the opening goal just before half-time with less than 2.5 minutes left? Mamat has been good from the penalty corners, but it looks as if Faris Harazan is lining up. And at the second battery is Jasmine Jamlis. So it goes to Jasmine Jamlis, slips now to Faris Harazan, looking for the deflection. Surely that came up off the defender's stick. Well, I thought that was played up by Jun Watanabe. But a 16 has been given. The umpire, I must say, is in a far better position than me. He was literally a couple of meters away. Japan just strolling forward. Malaysian coach shouting a lot more than Japan's. Desperate defence again, just putting it over the side from Jeffriness. Ono back to Furukawa. Furukawa advances, looks to drill that one in. That was definitely lifted dangerously. So Malaysia with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Have they got time for one more attack and to steal the lead? Smoke now drifting across the stadium. Not quite sure where that's come from. Faris Harazan feeds it to Norizam. Norizam missed it though. So Japan, Saeki sees there's less than 1 minute left. Really some urgency in the Japanese captain. Saeki along the baseline. Gets a free hit just outside the circle. Sorry, the smoke is quite choking actually. Not sure if you can see it on your screen, but wafting in our direction. Brought down well by Furukawa. Looks to play it short. Good work of Fariko. Just caught the foot, and Malaysia But Shami saying it didn't catch the foot. Japan get on with it quickly. It's a good ball by Kobayashi out wide. Chance to turn and shoot. And the back of the stick that time from Matsuzaki. So Malaysia again can breathe a sigh of relief. And there goes the hooter. And that is the end of the first half. And Malaysia, for the first time in the tournament, go in having not conceded a goal in the first half hour. And they probably created the best chance when Mamat was denied by a save from Kisho Kuroda. So at halftime, it's Malaysia 0, Japan 0. Welcome back to the Tamada Hockey Stadium, where the halftime break coming to an end. Japan already back out on the pitch. Malaysia just making their way out. No goals as yet, and this game, as I mentioned, if Japan can get the victory, then they will go through to the gold medal match, because currently Australia are on 10 points on the league ladder, still with the game to play. India are on 8 points. Great Britain on 7. Japan on 6. South Africa on 6. And Malaysia on 0. So Japan could jump ahead of India. And they will also have to wait and see what happens in the South Africa game. Currently, no goals as yet. Japan have threatened a few times, but never really got the shot away. And it's, to be honest, been probably the better opportunities have gone the way of Malaysia. Mamat being denied by sharp save by Kisho Korodo. Well, there is a cloud over us at the moment that is the darkest cloud I think I've ever seen in my life, and the wind is really beginning to pick up. You can probably hear it in our microphones. And there is the darkness that surrounds us. Well, we're just hoping that if there's rain in those clouds, it pushes on past. Certainly the VIPs have had to adjust now. The tablecloth just went flying, and in fact one of the TVs has been blown right off the table. So that is how strong the wind was a few seconds ago. The players waiting down below, and I'm sure they're not waiting for the televisions to be put back in place in the VIP area. And Malaysia, can they get their first victory? Coughed up possession that time, and it's Hiroseto cuts infield for Japan. Kobayashi now. Kobayashi pushes out wide to Nakajima. Good lead from him, looking for the foot. Oh, what a tackle that was. That was Jeffriness. And he has shown that he can play at this level. There's no doubt about that. He may be the youngest player in the whole tournament. Product of the Sabah Sports School. And therefore, not surprisingly, he actually plays for Sabah. They've produced a few talented players in recent years. Shelo Silverius, who in this tournament in 2019 was actually the first Sabah-born player to ever captain a Malaysian side at any level. Alfariko looks to cut that one in. It was good defensive work by who else but Kawahara. Alfariko has it back again. Into the circle it goes, ricocheted up though, unfortunately off the Malaysian stick. So Japan get the free hit, and they look to get on the attack fairly quickly. Good lead coming this time from Yasuda. Again, Jeffriness is back there. Yasuda though gets the pass away, and then it came off the back of the stick of Jeffriness. Immediately apologised. I don't think he was actually deliberately doing that. Deflection is a good one, edge of the circle for Malaysia. Takes it away from the danger area. Carried out of defence now by Razak. He loses out though. Furukawa beats two, found the foot. Free hit Japan. And that was taken from the wrong spot, so they'll have to come back. And now Japan pushing bodies forward. Certainly they've got more players on the left-hand side. Comes to Kawahara. He tries to play it in. Desperate again from Malaysia. That was good work being done by Norizam. Kawahara again. Just took the pace off that pass. Into the circle it goes. Again, good work by Malaysia. This time it was not Yasuda. Shafiq doing the work inside the circle. So Malaysia, they look like they're playing with a little bit more confidence, just leaving the ball behind because there is a player just doing his shoe up at the moment. Faris Harazan throws it into the air, brought down well by Najmi. Najmi, though, in the end put under pressure and coughs up possession. That should be Malaysia ball again. It is indeed. Taken quickly, Norizam. Again, turnover by Malaysia, just hurrying a little bit too much. Saeki looks to get forward. Good defence coming across from Mizron. Mizron tried to carry it out, though, and he's lost out. And it's going to be collected by Yamasaki. Yamasaki got past the defender in the end, into the circle, and just dinked it onto the foot. Penalty corner, Japan, their second. And I believe Saeki is on the pitch, which is a bit of a danger sign for Malaysia because he's their #1 drag flicker for Japan, their captain. Kumi Saeki, product of the Yokata High School. He's part of the Samurai senior squad. Oh, that inky blue cloud is right overhead now, and it is quite spectacular. But is it danger clouds for Malaysia? Saeki waits at the top of the circle. It goes to the second battery. It's a good save. It's going to break, though, kindly for Yamasaki. Across the face of goal, and there it is. Japan have the lead. Kobayashi was the man on the spot. And 1-0 to Japan. And so now India have to hope that Malaysia can come back. It was a really good pass by Yamasaki. And Kobayashi, beyond the goalkeeper, had the easiest of finishes. So can Malaysia come back? We saw them fight back last night in their game against Great Britain, scoring 2 goals late in the match. But it was really too little too late in that game. India want them to come back quickly now. Alfariko looking to take on. Saeki squares the pass. It's a good one to Razak. Razak gets the return pass. And that's, unfortunate for Malaysia. It was a foot just on the edge of the circle. Just caught Mamat's foot. Otherwise, it would have been a penalty corner to Malaysia. Japan, you have to admire what they've achieved. They obviously invested in their hockey program leading into the Tokyo Olympic Games. And then, of course, at the Asian Games, both the men and the women won the gold medal. That surprised a lot of people. And the free hit goes their way again. Hiroseto leaves it for Furukawa, the man who was fouled. And if their under-21s team get into the final, that will be another feather in the cap of Japan hockey. I can just see one of the team buses, I think, pulling away. I'm just wondering if that was the Indian team bus and they were watching and waiting to see what was happening. That's a mistrap at the back. Just took his eye off the ball, Mizron. Saeki feeds it forward now to Seto. Seto back to Saeki. And a good block coming in that time from Harizan. Long corner. And I think we're waiting for a ball to be rolled on the pitch. Finally one comes. Everybody was looking over at the ball boy on the left-hand side. He's just standing there with his hands behind his back. Saeki goes wide this time to Watanabe. Across the face of goal, and luckily for Malaysia, nobody there. But that was a really good ball in again by Jun Watanabe. Only 19 years of age. Studying international studies. Another free hit for Malaysia. Najmi plays it back again into the defensive line. Look to switch it out to the left. Short pass Alfariko. It was not a good pass as he had already made a move. Jeffriness, the man who just played it behind him. So Ball in again with Mizron. Going to be closed down by Yamasaki. Oh dear me, slipping at the vital stage, Yamasaki again. And now Japan really apply the high press. Pressing hard is Imamatsu. And over the side it goes, played in quickly, first time pass. A little bit too hurried from Hiro Seto. Can Malaysia find a way back? Halfway through the third quarter, given away again, and a shake of the head from Najmi after he did so. Numbers coming forward for Japan. Keita Watanabe stolen away from him, intercepted. Now there's a run on. If he can get this in play, there's a chance for Malaysia. Shami has done well. Two Japanese players, though, close him down. No real support. He's got past one. He's into the circle. Great work by Shami. And Malaysia looking for a penalty corner. They've got one. And the crowd show their appreciation. So is this where Malaysia can pull level? They have been a bogey team for Japan over the years. And they will believe that they can come back. I'm sure they will have looked at the record against Japan. Faris Harazan comes on with the instructions from Amin Rahim. Meanwhile, the Japanese players get behind their goal line. Najmi makes his way to the baseline. Mamat is at the first battery. Shami at the second. Slight shift. Mamat flicks. It's gone in! Malaysia are level and Mamat does it again. Well, the crowd enjoyed that. That was sheer pace. Like the goalkeeper went down after the ball was past him. So that is a fantastic response by Malaysia. And India will no doubt be celebrating at the moment. I'm sure they would love Malaysia to go on and claim a victory. So we're all level again. 6.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Still a long way to go in this match. Mamat, who played in the Junior World Cup in India, plays normally as a striker for Malacca. Back now with Furukawa. Furukawa. Ono. Oh, it's intercepted by Malaysia. Did it take a touch over the side? It did. So it'll be Malaysia ball from the sideline. And that's thrown long, and it's a good pass. In the end, it's actually cut out very well at the back. But Malaysia intercept again. Zulhanif wins a free hit just outside the circle. Played in. Good work, top of the circle by Japan. Didn't really have enough pace on it, Jasmine Janless. Now Kobayashi. Kobayashi pushes it forward. Good intercept, Jeffrey Nurse. Gets a round of applause from that end of the stand. Razak now looks to play it down the line, but unfortunately, is that going to go out by the corner flag? No. Zulhanif didn't get his stick on it. Kawahara now for Japan, carries over halfway on the right-hand side. Goes back to Furukawa. Nomura has dropped in on the left-hand side defensively. Oh, what a pass, top of the circle, and the shot. Oh, what a save. Well, it took a deflection, and having to backpedal like anything, Amir put it over the crossbar. Great save. And the next attack really coming to naught for Japan. That was a really good save by Amir to keep his team in this match. Not easy to backpedal like that in goalkeeping gear. So carried out again by Norizam. Down the line it's going to go, and out of play off a Japanese stick. Shami plays it in. There was nobody really forward helping him. Again, over the side it goes, this time off the stick of Yun Watanabe. Nice turn from Mizran. Haris Farazan will come wide onto the right now to Danish Ayman. Ayman still going. Danish Ayman does well. Into the circle, it's going to break for Malaysia, and that's got to be a penalty corner. Well, clear shove on Zulhanif, and Malaysia get their third penalty corner. Can be no complaints from Japan about that one. So Japan start putting their protective gear on. There are just over 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Surely Malaysia cannot take the lead at this point. It's a great opportunity though for them. Shami is at the first battery. Jeffriness at the second. Slight shift to the right. Good trap, Shami. It's there! Malaysia are in front! Shami gets the goal and brings the crowd to their feet. Malaysia are in the lead, 2-1. Well, there you go. I said how they have the wood over Japan in this tournament. Not just this tournament, the Junior Asia Cup, it was 2-2 back in 2015. Now, Japan have to come from behind if they want to play in the gold medal match. Well, credit to Malaysia, their persistence paid off. And that determination, mistrap there from Kawahara. He'll keep going to the end, guaranteed. Free hit to Kawahara. Shami, the goal scorer, played for DBKLHT in Division 2, who won the Malaysia Junior Hockey League Division 2 title in 2022. Rare you see players promoted to the national team from Division 2, but proving his worth so far. Cleared over the side, still Malaysia have defending to do. Still 2 minutes left in this quarter. Kawahara plays it out wide, off the foot it goes. So it'll be another free hit to Japan, down by the corner flag. Further out, says the umpire. Nomura. Good defence again by Malaysia, and also good not panicking that time. Danish Ayman wins the free hit. That's better play by Malaysia. These players are learning fast. They can just hang on to this lead in going into the final break. Will do their confidence the world of good. That's another free hit to them. Slow to his feet. As far as Harazan. Short pass to Alfarico. Alfarico looks to turn away from Kobayashi. Fed it forward, but unfortunately Hazrik again just couldn't get it on his stick. Puts his hand up as an apology. Into the final minute. And you'd think now, with Malaysia in the lead, how important was that save from Amir in goal for Malaysia? And almost stolen by Hazrik that time. Alfarico comes across, but Japan still coming. Good tackle in the end. Need to get the stick on the ball. comes out wide. Chance for Mama to control things. Goes to the air, tries to cut back. Good touch coming from Watanabe, but Mama keeps possession for Malaysia. Mama showcasing his skills down below us. And he gets the free hit. Penalised was Hiro Seto. There's just 5 seconds left in the quarter. Glance at the clock. And the ball not thrown forward. So that is the end of the third quarter. And Malaysia, well, not only did they concede, but they came back and they took the lead. A goal from Mama and Shami, cancelling out the one from Kobayashi. So going into the final break, Malaysia 2, Japan 1. The players making their way out for the final quarter in match 14 of the 2022 Sultan of Johor Cup. Malaysia, who have not won a game so far in this tournament, are leading Japan by 2-1. Japan, a win would see them leapfrog India into the final. So they, you would think, are really going to go at Malaysia in this final 15 minutes. And this will be a real test for the young Malaysian side. They are the youngest in the tournament. That's well cut out by Sayaki. Alfariko tries to close him down. It was played into him. So Japan now on the ball. Nomura goes square. Kawahara down the line. Mistrap though that time from Seto. In fact, it wasn't. It was off the stick. I just couldn't see that. Oh, a lovely touch inside the circle. Here's danger for Malaysia. What a tackle. Well, that was a brilliant tackle. I think it was Norizam. It was indeed Norizam. Japan look to again get a way forward. Kawahara has to go backwards though. Furukawa will come wide now to Jun Watanabe. Into space, Kobayashi, Norizam, that was clumsy. Kobayashi still going. Kobayashi into the circle, off the pads, good save. It'll be a penalty corner. So Japan with their third penalty corner, but Amir making sure he made the save, which is the most important thing at this stage in the game. So Japan with the instructions coming on from Furukawa. Have a slightly, well, penalty corners. I'm not sure whether they've been that effective or not. They've relied very heavily on Ikumi Sayeki. Although as we saw, Kobayashi converted earlier. Sayeki is there now, and alongside him is Tanaka. It goes to Sayeki, and this time he just gets it out of the reach of the goalkeeper and pulls Japan level. So penalty corners galore in this game. All the goals coming from penalty corners. Japan level with just a minute and a half gone in this final quarter. So Malaysia looking for that first win, have it all to do again. Najmi asking what the free hit was for. There's a mistrap there. They're going to keep that in play. Desperate dive. And Malaysia push up, but coolness under pressure from Kawahara. Collected well, and that's a clever pass forward from Tanaka. Here come Japan. They got numbers forward coming in at the back post. Shot on the turn. It's gone into the keeper. Malaysia have got the free hit. In fact, they've got play on is the call. Oh, that's not the best of passes into the middle of the midfield, but free hit goes their way. Saeki doesn't agree with it. It's not a very, well, it was a risky pass, let's say. Good defence coming across from Nomura. One back, good work this time by Zulhanif. And then Zulhanif penalised for using his stick to shield the ball. Watanabe, Jun Watanabe. Back to Kawahara. Furukawa to Nomura. Lovely run and just running out of space. But Japan lifting the tempo now, looking for that killer blow. Good run again from their captain, Saeki. 2018, he went on the unbeaten tour of New Zealand with Japan under 18s. Ikumi Saeki. And that's going to be a free hit to Furukawa. Throws it to the air, it's brought down well. Japan again, laid back that time by Yasuda, but a little bit short with the pass. Malaysia get it up the line, good work being done again by Zulhanif. Forced to go backwards though. And kept in play by Malaysia, that was good. Now Alfariko, put under immense pressure by Kawahara, gets the free hit. Alfariko wisely decides to leave the ball behind. Alfariko will get the decision there. Almost 5 minutes gone in the final quarter. Japan having pulled level. And that could break kindly for Malaysia. Good defence though from Furukawa. He had to put the afterburners on there to get across. And he's carried it forward. Looks to play it into the path of Yasuda. Yasuda will hold it up just before the corner flag. Gets the pass back to Matsuzaki. Matsuzaki now. Looks to take on Alfariko and into the side and it goes, but off the stick of the Malaysian player. Long corner Japan. Kobayashi. And again, lovely stick work round the circle. Good defence though by Malaysia. Went off the stick of Mamat. Appeals from Japan that it was deliberately over the base, I think. Mamat was quite clever there. He just let the ball hit his stick and had quite firm hands, so it just ricocheted rather than he played it. Kawahara to Furukawa. Furukawa now goes direct towards the circle but lifted it. Malaysia look to get numbers forward. Last time these two played a draw was all the way back in 2015 at the Junior Asia Cup, which is in Kuantan in Malaysia. Brought down that time by Jun Watanabe. Not 5 meters. Well, I would have thought he brought that down and allowed Jun Watanabe to carry it forward before he made the tackle, but Umpire seeing it differently, and that's too far away though for Hazri to get on the end of that pass. Ono from the side. Furukawa. Down the line it goes from Jun Watanabe. That one too much pace on it though. These two played off for third and fourth at the last Sultan Johor Cup, with Malaysia victorious 3-2. That's good anticipation by Kawahara. Good defence as well by Malaysia from Najmi. Nomura will get the free hit for Japan. Nomura, short pass to Kawahara. Kawahara, great defence again at the edge of the circle. And Malaysia's defence has been really good. Jeffriness comes up with it once again. He made the initial block, plays it infield. It was a risky pass, but Shami did well. And that's just too far ahead of Jeffriness from Jasmi Jamlis. So Malaysia going to have to do more defending, although there's a player down in back play for Malaysia. And it looks like it's Faris Harazan who's in a bit of trouble, hobbling on his, I don't know if it's his knee or his ankle, but he's certainly in a bit of trouble and is going to have to come off. He's walking a little bit better now. So hopefully it will only be a short stay on the side, because he's been a very important player for Malaysia, the young man from Penang. So Alfariko comes back on as Japan look to attack again. Oh, deflected into the keeper. Good save. Although it's actually going to be a Malaysia free hit. I think the ball was lifted into the circle. We've gone past halfway in this final quarter. Alfariko carrying through the midfield, and it missed by Shami and also by Hazri, although it did take a touch, so it will be a long corner. So maybe they actually let it run. And that's gone off the stick of Keita Watanabe. It'll be Malaysia ball from the side. Watanabe lost his shoe in the tackle. And a free hit again. Good work being done by Razak. Razak gives a tricky pass, and that was lifted that time by Jasmi Jamlis. And those are the little mistakes that put your team under pressure. Treasure the ball. Just over 6 minutes remaining. A draw, of course, would only move Japan to 7 points. They'd be on the same points as Great Britain, and possibly would end up playing Great Britain in the bronze medal match, which would be a repeat of, was their first game of the tournament? No, it was, yes, it was. No, they played Australia. Great Britain was the second game for Japan. Fariko gets it under control eventually, and free hit goes the way of Malaysia. Played on quickly by Danish Ayman. Pushed it into the zone for Mamet. Good work, Kobayashi. Kobayashi feeds it into the path of Seto. Seto cuts square. Goes back to Kobayashi. Kobayashi to the baseline. Nice turn coming from Imamatsu. But strong defending once more from Shafiq. We're into the final 5 minutes of this match. And India will hope that it will stay with this scoreline. Alfariko lets it run, but it will run kindly now for Soto Ono. Alfariko, though, steals it off him. Alfariko cuts infield. That was beautiful pass. Kawahara, great pass, and unfortunately so close to getting on the stick of Mamat. If he'd had got that under control. He was clean through on goal. Good work again on the far side from Hiroseto. Saeki. That'll go out for a long corner, or is it a free hit? It's a free hit just outside the circle on the 5-meter line. Oh dear, that's gone out of play. So just a lack of concentration there on the far side from Seto. And it's Malaysia ball. And we're into the final 4 minutes now. So many permutations on this last day of round-robin games. We still don't know for sure who will play Australia in the gold medal match tomorrow. And letting that one run, or kept it in play. Lost though now. It was good effort by Mizron. Japan though in the circle and into the turf, and wide it goes. That was Saeki trying to do it himself. As we tick over now the final 3 minutes. So I'm sure the Indian players are watching and waiting. In fact, it's the South Africans watching as well. Saeki looking to go around the back. Saeki lifts it up in the air again. Malaysia clear it. Jeffriness tries to keep it in play. He does, down by the corner flag. Put under pressure by Tanaka. Jeffriness does well though. 2 Japanese players now try to stop him getting the ball out, but he got it out. It's pushed over the sideline by Malaysia. Japan immediately get on with it. Not surprising. Again, Jeffriness makes a good tackle, and this time it will be Malaysia ball. All that passage of play ate up just another minute. We're now into the final 2 minutes of this match. Malaysia looking to claim their first point. Thrown into the air by Malaysia to Norizam. Norizam regathered it. Saeki putting him under a lot of pressure. Norizam going back to the corner. 2 players for Japan trying to prevent him getting the ball out. And it's going to be, though, another free hit to Malaysia. Good work from Norizam. Thrown to the air. Somehow that was controlled by Kawahara. He's got the ball to Kobayashi. Kobayashi top of the circle. Great save. Oh, it was wide anyway. Well, I thought there was a touch from Amir, but it was wide. So Malaysia live to breathe another day or another minute. Thrown long into the air again. And this time it's a free hit Japan. Jun Watanabe goes into Kawahara. We're into the final minute now. Kawahara, can he create something again? Looks to go on a run. He gets bumped from behind. It'll be a definite free hit for Japan. They got 44 seconds. Kawahara pings it in. Was that a foot? No, says the umpire. Yes, it was. So that may be it for Japan. Malaysia, not surprisingly, taking their time. Thrown to the air, 23 seconds left. Brought down by Jun Watanabe. Plays it early. Did it catch the foot? No. Imamatsu looks to cut infield. Gets a free hit again for Japan. 12 seconds left. Play to the baseline now. Looking for a foot. He hit his own player's foot. So it is Malaysia ball. And the hooter's going to go any second. And there it is. Malaysia get their first point, and certainly played with plenty of pride. And Malaysia have possibly stopped Japan from progressing to the gold medal match. They may well have to settle for the bronze medal match, but we will have to wait and see. Japan took the lead through Kobayashi from a penalty corner in the 34th minute. Mamat pulled one back in the 39th, also from a penalty corner for Malaysia, before Shami scored from a penalty corner, give Malaysia the lead. But then it was their captain Saeki in the 47th minute who pulled Japan level. Final score, Malaysia 2, Japan 2.